If you want to look and feel more charismatic, you need to fix something that is a much deeper level than any superficial advice you hear out there. You need to understand that fixing your charisma isn't just about your body language or projecting your voice or little communication hacks here and there. There are certain subconscious habits secretly keeping you unattractive from the inside out, and the worst part is most men aren't even aware of what's going on beneath the surface. I was certainly one of them. I grew up bullied, diagnosed with social anxiety. We had to move schools multiple times. I was terrified of public speaking. It was my worst fear until I understood one thing. People always perceive you the way you perceive yourself. They respect you to the degree that you respect yourself. And the quality of your self-respect is the quality of your self-image. Your self-image is the key. Once I understood this, I went all the way from the socially broken kid to today getting paid to speak on stages, building an audience of over 70,000 people across platforms, closing hundreds of deals as a result, dating beautiful women, but most importantly, launching Born to Speak, which is on its way to become the #1 school community on public speaking, influence, and charisma. So today I'm going to share with you the 5 most dangerous habits that are secretly killing your charisma like they did for me, so that you can finally quit them and unleash the natural charisma that you're born with. Habit number 1, you are uncomfortable with silence. We all know that one person, and maybe you know them very personally, aka you, that as soon as there's silence in a conversation, they go something like, so yeah, the weather's pretty nice today, huh? Or something like, it's been a really long day, huh? Anything just to fill the silence. And that is a pretty obvious one. But how about one that almost everyone struggles with? How about filler words? Right? The reason people use filler words is not just out of a habit. Yes, there's a habit, but it's something deeper. It's actually discomfort with silence. This is the root cause of why people use filler words. This is why I'm saying silence is your superpower. And I mean that automatically. Someone who can take breaks, someone who can pause, someone who doesn't need to consistently fill the silence with their words, someone who's not needy. Watch the language, needy. Neediness is the most unattractive, uncharismatic thing ever. And when you try to fill the silence consistently, you are perceived as needy. Not only needy, but someone who's uncomfortable with themselves, who cannot just sit in silence. Someone that cannot hold and tolerate social pressure. This is the most underrated trait of attractiveness and charisma, the ability to tolerate social pressure. Let me tell you how you fix that right now. Number 1, you become aware of it. That's the first step. That is already enough for a lot of people. When I first started recording courses, the first time I recorded my course, I was listening to how I speak. I was saying, right, like, all right, every fucking sentence. It drew me crazy. So as soon as I saw it, I said, I'm done with that. And that was the majority of what it took. However, there was still a little percentage of the work to do. And what did it for me was the ability to be present with the physical sensation in my body, to get out of my head and into my body. You're in your head, you're dead. So when I was in a conversation, instead of being in my head, oh, what will I say next? I went in my body. I was present. I was present with that inner sensation in us, which makes us connected to the other person. We both have a soul. That person is a soul. You're a soul. So stay present. And the truth is, this can work in front of a crowd of 100 people as well. Just like it can work one-on-one. It's just that you're not used to be in front of 100 people. It's just higher pressure. But when you practice with one-on-one, then the higher pressure, the better, because then you're just going to be more and more and more present until you can speak in front of a stage of 1,000 people and it's just like right now in front of the camera. There will be no difference. Why? Because you are still the same person, fundamentally, deep down inside of you. And when you stay present with that, this will be, by the way, a pattern throughout the whole habit. This is 80% of the work. A lot of people would tell you, oh, hold eye contact, project your voice, whatever. Those are all plaster solutions. They're great. But the work I do is the deep root cause so that you literally become a different person. And by the way, before we go to the next point, you guys can see the style of my teaching is very different from everything you've seen out there. The reason is that when I was trying to fix my own problem, I was looking at all the different speaking skills, charisma skills, and nothing seemed to actually solve the root problem until I figured it out by myself. I created a couple of principles, and that's when I launched Born to Speak, which is now the community I was talking about. So that's where we host live workshops. We focus on the root cause of the problem, consistent live feedback, immersion. If you want to learn a new language, what is the best way to do it? Duolingo, or being dropped in the middle of a country that only speaks that language and you have no other choice than to learn it, otherwise you don't survive. What's going to make you learn faster? It's the immersion. That's why I created Born to Speak. It's a brotherhood of men in business, sales, content, building their personal brand, all there to develop the skills of public speaking, influence, and charisma. It's free. Join us. I'll see you there on the other side. Okay, point number 2, habit number 2. Most people are listening to answer instead of listening to understand. Remember how I said you're in your head, you're dead? You might think the other person cannot read your thoughts. And sure, they cannot literally read your thoughts, but what they can read is your body language. What they can read is the state you're in, and they can read it subconsciously. So when you're there in your head thinking, oh my God, what would I say next? What if she thinks this of me? What if I fuck it up or I'm judged by her? She can sense it. Men as well. Everyone can sense it. We have evolved in little tribes for tens of thousands of years. And so it was a survival mechanism for us to be able to read other people in the tribe, because if there's a danger, you want to know as fast as possible. So now we can read each other subconsciously. You cannot fake it, I promise. You cannot fake actually being present with the person, actually caring, and holding space for them. What is more attractive than feeling understood, feeling cared for, feeling like the person truly is there with you? That is a super attractive trait. And that, by the way, goes to the third habit, which is people tend to put others on a pedestal, or they tend to put themselves above other people, superior to. Those little status games are an immediate charisma killer. And for this one, I'm going to talk about specifically on the putting on the pedestal. Let's say a lot of guys, this is hilarious. When they talk to a woman they're not attracted to, oh, they're super charismatic. Oh, they're funny, they're confident. As soon as you put them in front of a beautiful woman, what happened? Both of them have a soul. You have a soul. You're human. You're children of God. You were put on this earth. You take shits. You were all little crying ass babies. You have your little insecurities. You have your issues. We're all human. There's actually nothing that objectively puts someone above you. So you're only putting yourself in a trap by putting them on a pedestal. That's just bullshit. It's in your head. It's a bullshit ass story. The worst thing a woman can feel is that you need them. A woman, I'm talking about women with high standards, by the way, because there are women who, if you just act cocky and you're just a fucker, a mean, arrogant fuckboy, you'll still get them in bed. But that's not what I'm talking about. That's not the type of woman I'm talking about. I'm talking about the high quality woman. Self-esteem, feminine energy. She knows what she wants. Beautiful, gorgeous. What she wants is for you to choose her, but not to need her. She wants to feel special. She wants to feel cared for. She just doesn't want to feel that you need her. She wants to feel that abundance inside of you. And guess what? It's true. There are 4 billion women on this planet. 4 billion. Sure, some of them are kids, some of them are grandmas, but let's say 1% of these 4 billion are within your criterias. And even if you take the top 1%, of that 1%, you still have hundreds of thousands of women. Come on. Sure, that one's special and all, but you said that about your ex. Where is she now? You know what I'm saying? We all can relate to that. My first girlfriend, oh my God, I'm never gonna find anyone like her. Second girlfriend, oh my God, never gonna. And eventually I understood, listen, it's just a season. Right now, she feels very special, and she is in her own way, but it doesn't mean I'm never gonna connect with anyone else. It doesn't mean there's no hundreds of thousands of women out there that I could match with, and at least a few hundred or thousand that I can really, really be a match with. So there's an abundance. You can fuck it up for your whole 20s, even your 30s, and unless you take the mindset that it's over for me, I wasted all my opportunities, especially for men, we have a biological clock we've been blessed with. You can find a woman of your life in your 40s, in your 50s, and still have kids. I know people in their 60s that have kids. Not that have kids, obviously, but that make babies. That's what I mean. Okay, number 4. Notice how I've been speaking to you from the beginning. What a lot of you guys are doing is you are in a habit of consistent uncertainty. What do I mean by that? You guys are like, if that makes sense, maybe, I'm not sure though. That language, get the fuck out of there. Take that language, fuck it up, done. We're done with that language. That plants seeds of doubts. Sure, if we're looking for the core fundamental truth of the universe, you can never be certain, but you're human. We're all communicating. We're all consistently selling ideas. We're selling ideology. We're selling ourselves. We're consistently influencing ourselves. So in the game of life, the person with the strongest certainty wins the frame, wins the conversation, period. So right now, as I'm speaking to you, I have this body language, I have this voice, this language that I'm absolutely certain about what I'm talking about. Why? Because I'm looking to influence you. I want you to change your life, and I'm certain that what I'm teaching you will change your life. And so you can feel that. But what is certainty? Certainty is a state, and a state is made of 3 components. Number 1, your physiology. If I was talking to you like this, I guess maybe if I can share that with you, if you don't mind. I'm not even sure, but maybe it can help you. If I was talking to you like this, would you listen to me? Maybe you listen, you'll be like, who the fuck is that guy? But you'll never listen to my advice though. You'll never apply my advice because my body language is different. I speak loud. You can see the expressions in my face. You can see my hands moving. That is the physiology. Number 2 is the focus. Where focus goes, energy flows. Right now, you weren't focused on your ass sitting on your chair or the gravity pulling your body downwards or the feeling of your clothes touching your body before I said so. You were focused on my voice. You were focused on something else. That's because your brain is consistently bombarded with information. You cannot possibly process it all at the same time. Therefore, you need to filter it. Therefore, focus is a choice. And there's a thing in our brain called the reticular activating system. It's like an algorithm of the universe. So just like your phone, you're on Instagram, the more you watch something, the more you'll see of that. What you focus on, you get more of in life. So if you focus on all your past failures, all the times you embarrassed yourself, well, you're gonna get more of that. If you focus on your wins, if you focus on what's in your control, on the skills you've already acquired in your life, it's gonna create something completely different. And last but not least, the language. The language, this is what I started with. I'm not sure, maybe, speak in affirmations. Remember that, speak in affirmations. And if you don't feel it, you know what? Fake it till you make it. Before I was a speaker, when I was still diagnosed with social anxiety, again, language, what if I believed that language? I would read a book and then I had this whiteboard in my room. And then I would read the book and share my favorite ideas with who? With no one. With ghosts in my room. I would get them to raise their hand, I would make jokes, I would ask questions. If you were looking at me from the side, you'd be like, this guy's crazy. But you know what? I was creating it. I was building proof in my mind. I was faking it till I make it. Next thing you know, since I practiced this so many times, I would go in front of people, they would say, he's a natural. Sure, a natural after years of practicing that shit. So that was certainty. And last but not least, habit number 5. You speak in theory instead of speaking in stories. Watch what I just did for point number 4. When I shared my story with you about being in my room and interacting with the ghost in my room, that is because by sharing stories, you can retain the information better. The world is shaped by those who learn how to move people, and there is no better skill to move people than storytelling. What is war? What is religion? What are prophecies? It's all a story. Stories have killed billions of people. They have saved billions of people. It's the most powerful thing ever. You want to move people, you want to be charismatic, learn how to share stories. Just practice telling stories, whatever the fuck it is. When I host my workshops in Born to Speak, sometimes I get random guys, I'm like, share a story. Share a story. I put them on the spot. Why? Because that's one of the most important skills you can possibly learn. So if you want to be part of these boys, if you want me to consistently give you feedback on these habits and much more, then join the community. It's completely free. I'll see you there on the other side. If not, I drop a lot of sauce on this YouTube channel daily. So I'll see you here very soon. All right, my brother. I love you. Peace.